Welcome to TractoMemo, the channel where old tractors tell their stories again. In this video, we'll journey through 5 legendary machines, small in size, but mighty in spirit. From the hum of the Massey-Harris 81 to the strength of the Massey Ferguson 35, each tractor holds memories of fields, families, and timeless work. Stay with us, and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next story from America's heartland. Massey-Harris Model 81. In 1939, the Massey-Harris Model 81 rolled onto the fields of America. The nation was slowly stepping out of the shadow of the Great Depression. Farm families looked for affordable machines to bring hope back to their land. Built in Racine, Wisconsin, by Massey-Harris, the 81 was made to endure. Its launch price was around $650, a reachable dream for many farmers. Thousands were sold across the Midwest and the Great Plains, where corn and wheat stretched to the horizon. It became a symbol of persistence and practicality during changing times. The Model 81 carried a 4-cylinder gasoline engine with 124 cubic inches displacement. It produced about 21 horsepower at the engine, 18 at the PTO, and 16 on the drawbar. The transmission offered 3 forward gears and 1 reverse. Its rated speed was near 1,500 revolutions per minute. Fuel capacity was 10 gallons, giving farmers a full day's work before refueling. Shipping weight measured roughly 2,700 pounds, light enough to handle but strong enough to pull. The Model 81 was small yet capable. Its narrow stance made it perfect for row crop farming, weaving between corn and beans with ease. It was easy to maneuver, simple to maintain, and forgiving for first-time tractor owners. The 81 had a steady hum, low and gentle, like a lullaby across the fields. Children often perched on the fenders, laughing as dust rose on country roads. Neighbors waved when they heard its familiar sound from afar. The smell of warm oil mixed with freshly turned soil still lingers in memory. Is the Model 81 easy to repair? Yes, with patience and basic tools. Parts are still available through collectors and vintage suppliers. When buying, check the transmission for worn gears and inspect engine seals carefully. Its simple design makes it a reliable choice for restoration or light farm use. Today, the Massey-Harris 81 is treasured at tractor shows and farm auctions. Collectors prize it not only for utility, but for the memories it carries. It stands as a bridge between horse-drawn farming and modern mechanization. The Massey-Harris 81 was more than a tractor, it was a faithful companion of its era. Even now, one can almost hear its hum drifting over twilight fields. From the steady hum of the Massey-Harris 81, we travel forward in time. Across new highways and expanding farms, another machine waits, painted bright orange, ready to change the rhythm of the fields. Allis-Chalmers D17. In 1957, the Allis-Chalmers D17 made its debut on American soil. The post-war boom had reshaped rural life, and farms were growing larger. Families sought more power and versatility in their tractors. Built in West Allis, Wisconsin, the D17 arrived as a dependable mid-sized workhorse. Its launch price was near $4,500, a serious investment but one that paid off in years of labor. More than 80,000 units were produced between 1957 and 1967, spreading across the Midwest, South, and East Coast. The D17 soon became a trusted partner for both row crop fields and dairy farms. The D17 was powered by a 4-cylinder engine, available in gasoline, LP gas, or diesel, displacing 226 cubic inches. It produced about 52 horsepower at the engine, 46 on the PTO, and 43 on the drawbar. The transmission offered 8 forward speeds and 2 reverse, with the power director hand clutch for smooth shifting. Rated speed stood near 1,650 RPM. Fuel capacity was 17 gallons, giving it endurance for long days in the field. Its weight ranged from 4,800 to 5,200 pounds depending on configuration. The D17 was praised for its power-to-size balance. It could handle plowing, planting, and baling with equal confidence. The Power Director feature gave operators live power, a big step forward in tractor control. The D17 carried a deep, throaty sound that echoed through valleys at dawn. Neighbors could tell the time of day just by its rhythm in the fields. Children remembered climbing onto the orange frame, their hands sticky with grease and hay. It smelled of diesel, sun-warmed paint, and the sharp scent of alfalfa. Is the Allis-Chalmers D17 easy to repair? Yes, though diesel versions require more care. Parts remain available through vintage suppliers and salvage yards. When buying, check the Power Director clutch, hydraulics, and transmission gears. Well-kept models are reliable, though age demands patience from new owners. Today, the D17 stands tall at vintage tractor parades and farm museums. Collectors admire its rugged build and the innovation it carried into the 1960s. It remains a reminder of the shift toward modern horsepower on American farms. The Allis-Chalmers D17 was not just iron and steel, it was progress painted in orange. Its echo still lingers, rolling across the heartland like a trusted friend. The echo of the D17 fades into the distance, steady as progress itself. Down country roads and through rolling fields, we arrive at a familiar blue and white neighbor, the Ford 2000. Ford 2000. In 1962, the Ford 2000 entered American farms as part of the new 1000 series. The early 60s were a time of optimism. Rural roads were busier, and small farms sought efficiency. Ford, with factories in Highland Park, Michigan, designed the 2000 as a dependable utility tractor. Its price started around $2,800, affordable yet modern. By the time production ended in 1975, tens of thousands had been sold across the United States. The Ford 2000 became a familiar sight in the Northeast, South, and rolling fields of the Midwest. It stood as a symbol of practicality and trust, wrapped in Ford's classic blue and white colors. The Ford 2000 carried a 3-cylinder engine, available in gasoline or diesel, with 158 cubic inches. It produced about 36 horsepower at the engine, 31 at the PTO, and 28 on the drawbar. The transmission offered 4, 6, or 8 forward speeds depending on configuration. Rated speed was near 2,100 RPM. Fuel capacity was 13 gallons, giving farmers a steady day's work. Its weight averaged 3,300 pounds, light enough to maneuver but strong enough for chores. The Ford 2000 was celebrated for its versatility. It could mow fields, haul wagons, and plow gardens with ease. Its power steering and live PTO, in later models, made it friendly for long hours. The sound of its 3-cylinder engine was crisp, like a steady heartbeat across the farm. Children remembered riding on the drawbar, holding on as hay wagons rattled behind. Its smell was a mix of gasoline, grease, and summer grass. Neighbors often paused to chat, leaning on the blue fender as the engine cooled. Is the Ford 2000 easy to repair? Yes, with straightforward parts and manuals still available. Suppliers stock filters, gaskets, and even new tires for the model. When buying, check hydraulic seals, PTO function, and transmission synchros. Well-maintained tractors still serve light farm duty and property care today. Today, the Ford 2000 is cherished by hobby farmers and collectors alike. It represents Ford's move into modern, compact tractors for everyday use. At farm shows, its blue paint still shines, telling stories of half a century of work. The Ford 2000 was more than a utility, it was a neighbor in blue and white. Its heartbeat still echoes across fields, steady as the hands that guided it. The heartbeat of the Ford 2000 carries us onward. But not every story is about power, sometimes, it is about simplicity and closeness. And so, we turn toward the smallest of companions, the cheerful Farmall Cub. Farmall Cub. In 1947, the Farmall Cub was introduced as International Harvester's smallest tractor. America was entering a new era, suburban life was growing, but small farms still dotted the countryside. The Cub was designed for family farms, gardens, and light chores. Built in Louisville, Kentucky, it was compact, easy to handle, and affordable. Its price at launch was about $545, making it one of the most accessible tractors of its time. By the end of production in 1979, more than 245,000 units had been built. The Cub became especially popular in the South and Appalachian regions, where small plots needed careful tending. The Farmall Cub was powered by a 4-cylinder gasoline engine, displacing 59.5 cubic inches. It produced about 10 horsepower at the engine, 9 at the PTO, and 8 on the drawbar. The transmission featured 3 forward speeds and 1 reverse. Rated speed was near 1,600 RPM. Its fuel capacity was 7 gallons, enough for garden and field chores. The Cub weighed about 1,500 pounds, making it nimble for small plots and narrow rows. The Cub was famous for its offset engine design, giving drivers a clear view of the row. Its small turning radius made it perfect for gardens and orchards. Simple, light, and durable, it became a beloved first tractor for many families. The Farmall Cub had a cheerful hum, light and bright, like a morning whistle. Children remembered riding along, their shoes brushing against tall grass. Its smell mixed gasoline with the sweetness of cut hay. The Cub was not loud, it was friendly, almost like a neighbor working beside you. Is the Cub easy to repair? Yes, its simplicity makes it one of the friendliest classics. Parts remain widely available, from gaskets to tires, through vintage suppliers. When buying, check the hydraulics and transmission carefully, as wear is common with age. For hobby farmers and collectors, the Cub remains affordable and dependable. Today, the Farmall Cub is cherished at tractor shows, often painted bright red. Collectors admire its compact build and the memories it carries from family farms. It represents the heart of small-scale farming in mid-century America. The Farmall Cub was more than a tool, it was the sound of gardens growing. Even now, its cheerful hum drifts like a song across summer fields. The Cub's light song drifts across gardens and orchards. Yet beyond the hedgerows, another legend waits, painted in red and silver, ready to carry us home, the Massey Ferguson 35. Massey Ferguson 35. In 1956, the Massey Ferguson 35 arrived as a successor to the Ferguson 235. It came at a time when American farms were modernizing, but small operations still needed reliable tractors. The MF-35 was built in Detroit, Michigan, and Coventry, England, combining international design with local needs. Its launch price was about $2,500, reasonable for its class. Over 1 million units were produced worldwide, with thousands working across American fields. It became popular in the South, the Midwest, and even in the hills of New England. The MF-35 was recognized not just as a tractor, but as a trusted partner of family farms. The MF-35 was powered by either a 3-cylinder Perkins diesel or a 4-cylinder gasoline engine. Diesel versions displaced 152 cubic inches, while gasoline models reached 134 cubic inches. It produced around 37 horsepower at the engine, 31 on the PTO, and 29 on the drawbar. The transmission offered 6 forward speeds and 2 reverse. Rated speed was about 2,000 RPM. Fuel capacity was 12 gallons for gasoline and 11 gallons for diesel. Its weight ranged from 3,400 to 3,700 pounds depending on configuration. The MF-35 was celebrated for its Perkins diesel engine, efficient and long-lasting. Its multi-power transmission, in later models, gave operators flexibility under load. Compact but strong, it was perfect for plowing, mowing, and hauling. The MF-35 had a steady thrum, deeper than smaller tractors, yet calm and reliable. Farm kids remembered leaning on its red hood, watching hay wagons roll by. Its smell carried diesel, sun-baked paint, and the sweetness of clover fields. For many, it was the sound of summer work and autumn harvest. Is the MF-35 easy to repair? Yes, Perkins diesel parts remain available worldwide. Its simplicity makes it a favorite for restorers and hobby farmers. When buying, check the hydraulics, clutch wear, and transmission gears. A well-kept MF-35 can still serve reliably on small farms today. Today, the Massey Ferguson 35 stands as one of the most iconic tractors of the 20th century. Collectors prize it for durability, while farmers value it for practical use. Its red paint and silver grille remain symbols of strength and heritage. The Massey Ferguson 35 was more than a tractor, it was a companion of generations. Even now, its hum drifts across the memory of fields and barns. And so, our journey through America's most beloved small tractors comes to a close. If you've enjoyed this ride, consider subscribing for more stories of farm heritage. Share your own memories of these machines in the comments, we'd love to hear them. Thank you for traveling with us across the heartland.